All right, we're here with Coach Donerson from Compton Dominguez, and we'll start off. Just tell us about. You have an extremely talented group of football players at Dominguez, and just tell us about some of the guys that are your D1 prospects this year.
We're fortunate enough to have quite a bit of players that have been blessed to have an opportunity to earn an athletic scholarship. And from the top down, we have two corners, Alfonso Marsh, Brandon Beaver, who have a lot of offers. We have an offensive tackle, Lacey Westbrook, who has quite a lot of offers. Damian Turpin. We also have Deshaun Allen. And then we have some other guys that are coming up strong now, getting offers. William Johnson Jr., LaBelle Sanders, Adrian Molina, and also Jamel Charles.
It's quite a list. And just tell us about some of the schools that have stopped by so far this spring.
We had Auburn, SC, UCLA, almost everybody in the Pac-10, and if they haven't made it there yet, they'll be on their way. Basically, like, the western side, of college, of universities on the West Coast. Also, we have like Utah, Colorado come in, but it's early in the recruiting season.
And Boise State, it seemed like they offered a few of your guys here.
Yeah, Boise State, we had a player, Jerron Johnson, played for Boise State, and I have a real good relationship with Coach Yates. And of course, he's going to recruit some of our guys.
When you took over the program, just tell us some of the things, what you incorporated in getting the program to where it is right now.
Well, I'll talk about the later part. I've been there 23 years, so it's been a long time. But the later part of our program, I think we worked a lot on character, developing kids that go to universities and possibly graduate. We have a pretty good academic program as far as we have study hall 6:45 in the morning. We monitor the kids' grades. They get two-week report cards every 2 weeks. And we also stay in touch with the parents as far as core classes and the clearinghouse requirements.
And earlier we were talking about what you've done, like with the weight room and some of the rituals that you have.
Oh yeah. Well, we have a motto. We have eat still, and with that we also have a Bible verse, iron sharpens iron, where a friend take care of a friend builds up another friend. And it works hand in hand as far as in the weight room, you work real hard, you develop yourself, and our key is getting stronger, but preventive of injury. And injury is the main thing, and it's helping a lot. And it brings our kids closer together. I think it develops team chemistry, keeps our kids together during the off season.
Now I have to, being from a USC side, I got to ask you a few questions about USC and who are the guys that USC's really got some serious interest in from Dominguez this year?
They have quite a bit. I think Lacey Westbrook is one of the top guys they're recruiting. Damian Turpin, also one of our linebackers, William Johnson Jr. Both the corners they're looking at, as far as interested, we'll see later in the recruiting process.
I guess it's a matter of how many scholarships they're going to ultimately end up having, whether it's 15 or 20 or whatever it might be.
Well, that's the situation. I believe if they had more scholarships, they would have had more offers for our kids also.
Right. And you've sent quite a few players to USC. Talk about those guys.
We had 6 guys go to USC, and all of them come back and tell our kids about their experience there. They loved it, and they have very good things to say about the program. Right now we have a Marquise Simmons is the last one we had go there, and Jason Thomas was one of the first ones back in 97, 98.
Marquise had a very good spring practice for USC. He definitely has worked his way up that depth chart. And earlier you had a great story about another former player at USC, Leroy Holt.
Yeah, Leroy and me grew up together in Carson area. And he went to SC, of course, moved on to the NFL. And after his NFL career, he was working for Arrowhead. And we talking about the USC alumni. He was working for Arrowhead for a couple of years and hooked up with one of his old alumni and went from delivering water to managing basically Arrowhead factory.
So I guess it's safe to say that that when people talk about the Trojan family, it's not really some fictitious label that they give themselves, is it?
No. And the guys that went to SC, that basically was the motivating factor. Was the alumni base, and having a USC degree goes, pretty long way.
All right, now we got to talk about what are the expectations for Dominguez 2011.
Well, if we don't win, I'm going to be fired. No,
we know that's not going to happen.
That's a lot of guys.
And I don't mean the not winning part.
Yeah, no. But my thing is, I'm blessed as a coach to have a lot of great players on this team. But I always tell our seniors, what are you going to leave? When you graduate from here, what are you going to leave the program? And hopefully they're going to leave a positive, positive footprint that leads on to future success, and also draw our younger players will have the aspiration of, following their footsteps.
All right, well, Coach, we look forward to seeing you again in a couple of weeks out on the practice field when I know you guys start next week, your spring practices. So we'll look forward to seeing you and seeing you during the season.
I like to say thanks to 247. You guys do a great job, promoting our kids and promoting high school football around the nation. Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you, Coach.
Okay.